nose. Your skin, shoot, no skin today. But hey, not the end of the world. Oh my gosh, and ID stuff. I should do that now before I forget again. Makes me feel better. I've served as a positive example too. You can be bad about not stopping and assessing. Yeah, I feel like that's something that playing on camera helped out a whole lot for me, because it gives me the reminder to take it slightly slower. I don't know, I always struggle, or rather, to rephrase that. The other day I found myself wondering, am I slower at playing online or offline? Because online I at least feel some pressure, or on stream I should say, I feel some pressure to like keep some amount of pace. I'll do pauses like this all the time to go off into whatever diatribe has caught my brain, but I think in terms of my encounters, I play a bit slower because of that assessment, versus offline, I can just like spam the auto tech key, and if I die, man, who cares? No one's the wiser, and don't feel too bad about it either. So I'm very curious how some of that kind of weighs out at the end of the line. But I think for now here, I'm gonna buy heal wounds right away. That gets that ID'd. We have 3 currently, so I could definitely buy a few more. It means slightly longer wait on the amulet upgrade, but I'm not a huge rush for that, I think. Yeah, it doesn't have resist poison, so that's more of a like late game switch. Anywho, maybe that's at least the lie I'll tell myself to get to sleep at night, and then otherwise let's just buy a crap ton of heal wounds, shall we? And again, before we forget, let's start reading these scrolls, baby. We've already gotten our healing potions, so that means I can definitely go with the rest. Oh, scrolls are an R? I was gonna inscribe it to make it slightly easier to spam these, but that is perfect. Oh, excuse me. I was kind of busy here, friend. I'm reading here. Exceptionally rude. But we'll keep burning through these. Yeah, we can get all of our scrolls sorted at least. Scroll of Summoning is essentially trash with Oka on our side. I'm actually going to keep my last ID here. Shouldn't. It's purely for convenience. No strategic thought is going into that. But does keep that R key reserved. Yikes. Let's hop, skip, and a jump. Finesse. And yeah, do you know what? We're not at min delay yet. Heroism as well. Let's just go nuts. We're gonna get a bunch of piety out of killing these sons of guns, so even trade, baby. Nice. Not too shabby whatsoever. Oh, a giant Great Mace of Protection. I get thanks, Oka. Now you really are bringing to reality my my joking fantasy about you being an absent father figure. Do you even know me? You spent even an iota of time with me growing up. You'd know that I hate maces. But you know, whatever. Teach their own. You don't care. And so why should I repay you in anything but in kind? Another boulder beetle. Let's swap back to our poison darts once again here. This time just getting enough poison for me to feel comfortable swapping back to our main squeeze here with the crossbow, which would be a fitting misspeaking if I was using the triple crossbow, but instead it's just completely idiotic. Whoops. Was it always possible to buy Identify in DCSS? I believe so. Yeah, I think that one of my oldest tricks in the book that I believe I did apply when I first started the game, some odd, like, I think the first time I ever picked up the game was probably like 15 years ago or something. But yeah, one of my favorite tricks there is that bad items, you know, your potions of degeneration, scrolls of noise, all this garbage, generally sells for like 12 gold. So that's the cheapest Identify money can buy, really, at the end of the day. You know what, we're starting to face off against stronger monsters here in D12. So I'm tempted to just put this caboose into reverse and head up to our lair entrance. Yeah, a lot of Cyclops. Again, a bit of a theme going on here. If I just keep firing off this direction, chances are I hit you. Perfect. Yeah, there's never any real guarantee there because we did have one other available spot, unfortunately. But hey, all is well that ends well. Let's finish off the floor. If I hadn't already found my work entrance, I'd definitely imagine this to be just such an occasion, but instead looks to be just a bit of a convention, maybe. Nice get together. And nothing we can't handle on top of that. Everyone's just chilling at the BO. There are a couple of arcs there, at least a couple. I counted at least 2 for sure. But okie dokie, that is looking pretty solid. Let's head up to our lair entrance and we can start to ponder our next moves here. Did get a few more ID scrolls, so we can definitely pop those buddies on. You know, willpower in lair. I mean, basilisks, sure. Yeah, sure. Anything else that we can kind of regularly expect? Of course, you can always get whatever uniques decide to show their pretty faces. But I'm just tempted. Is the 2 armor class worth it? Maybe nay. Maybe nay for the moment here. Let's just hop right into the mix of things. Do immediately come across a basilisk, so, you know, some small amount of vindication right off the bat here. And scroll of fog on the ground. An amnesia can definitely hit the deck. I will take fog. Could very much come in handy. I mean, not a lot of smite casters here in lair, but you never know. Erica again. Actually, how the heck did I kill Erica in that game earlier? Erica's strong enough to show up at this stage and still be marked as scary enemy? That is shocking. Well, we'll head upstairs, wait a few turns, head upstairs, wait a few more turns, and there we go. 3rd time's the charm. Just keep rinsing and repeating until we get lucky enough on our initial shots. The pleasures of being a bit of a glass cannon, I guess, at the end of it all. And not too shabby. We're also, yeah, completely maxed out on piety here. So we can afford to use our abilities slightly more often. I actually didn't even think about the fact that we are currently using a cold-branded weapon, which works wonderfully against all of our reptilian buddies that we find down here. As long as we don't prick our own finger, then we shouldn't be quite as troubled. Though I guess, yeah, it isn't just reptiles, it's amphibians too. I guess it's cold-blooded creatures at the end of the day. It's the more accurate summation. Regardless, not too bad. DCSS is known as yaks in this household. I love that. Yaks are one of my all-time favorite monsters in this game. I don't really know why. I just completely gravitated to them. I really liked when yaks got the tile update. Looking a little more of their bovine self. As in, are you playing yaks? It's very popular with the misses. No, I love that. That's super fun. Super cute. It is all about that yak. +2 scale mail, not super interested in. Oh, a bit of shaft action for your troubles. Oh gee, thanks DCSS, you shouldn't have. But fortunately, not really throwing too much of a wrench in the works there. We do have 7 heal wounds potions at our disposal as well, I just noticed. So that is fantastic. And we're starting to get to that stage in the game where I'm gonna have to be a little more deliberate about cleaning up the old inventory. Backpack organization, of course, crucial to any adventurer that's heading out there. An unorganized adventurer is a dead adventurer. I've always said this. And you know what? That stairwell seems a little bit busy for my tastes. So for the time being, let's just take a wee bit of a detour here. Again, start clearing stuff out. I guess I could, in advance, just do a nice clean sweep of the old backpack. But nah, we'll be fine. And we did get a couple more IDs, so let's get those bad boys sorted out here right away. And then, yeah, do you know what? I think it's time. Stones can probably go. Leather armor that I'm carrying around, we'll never use. We'll keep carrying around slightly longer. We'll see what happens. You think the Yaktar really cemented it? Nice, nice. I do really like expanding the centaur lore out to all sorts of animals. Tars of all flavors, sorts, and sizes. And if I could just get these statues out of the way, fantastic. I'm actually now curious. This floor has been full of basilisks. So this collection of statues? Coincidence? Maybe? You're more for expanding the yaks in all directions. You know, I feel like a fake yak fan. I need to dedicate more effort in my life to the true purpose of yak appreciation. Which sounds horrible if you don't know about the animal. Definitely sounds like someone's getting slightly sick. If not very. But fantastic. Ooh, snake is wonderful for us. Very, very happy to see that. Fortunately, Naga's even slower than our froggy legs can carry us, so that becomes a pretty solid option, and our Arbalist of Freezing also will just do some wondrous work down that direction. So beautiful stuff, love to see it. Probably should have been slightly more cautious starting a fight with all of these sons of guns. How much damage do you kids deal? 20? Fair enough. I think what it boils down to is I, at the very least, should have engaged in heroism, finesse, maybe a mix of the two even. But again, we do have just an absurd number of healing potions, so I'll dip into my pockets, play it a little bit on the safe side to make up for my stupidity. You can definitely tell that we've gone a little too comfortable at this stage. So it's nice to get that wee bit of a reminder, especially a non-lethal reminder. Always wonderful. Why is Snake so fortunate for us? Speed? Yes, and mostly the speed, and then also the fact that our freezing brand will do good work. And I feel like, yeah, Rangers do pretty well there, you know, not having to worry about constriction if you're just killing everything before it makes it to you. So I guess, yeah, the combination of extra line of sight on Baraki and slow speed enemies just works. But okie dokie, we hit our skill caps. Oh, and you also mentioned if the statues and basilisks spawn together, that's an awesome detail. I wouldn't be surprised. There are definitely a lot of those little, like, treats sprinkled throughout the game that I'm always super appreciative of. Because, yeah, I find it just fun. I love a bit of flavor in my video games. Flavor goes a long way for me. But okie dokie, we're going to turn ranged weapons on probably until May 21. So what I'm thinking there is heroism gives us, I think, 5 points. So with heroism, we get to min delay with the triple crossbow. Eventually, I'll probably want to train it, so it's not a complete requirement that we have heroism up and running in every single encounter, but it's a fairly cheap skill, so I kind of don't hate the idea. And I'm going to train some armor. Go a bit defensive here. We're going to go with armor and fighting here, health and AC, and see how that treats us. We'll assumedly eventually be switching into a heavier set of armor here, albeit only slightly heavier set of armor. So we'll, you know, try to prepare ourselves for that eventuality. Let's get some poison on you, my friend, and then blast you. As one does. Beautiful. Yeah, you notice some really nice flavor chunks. And yeah, I think it's one of those things that I think I read up a long time ago when Minecraft was still relatively new. I read an article that talked about the theory behind the music in that game was to play it often enough that you got to experience all the songs and all the music, but rare enough that it felt special every single time. And I find that that's kind of similar in this game as well. When you run into those cool little vaults, it's rare enough that almost every single time it happens, I find myself smiling a bit and, you know, appreciating that flavor. Appreciating those flavor chunks, yes, as you put it. I don't know, I think you worded it just great. But okie dokie, do we wish to check out our Lair 5 here? I think we'll at least kind of dip our toesies in. We'll see how things are looking. That's a slightly terrifying stairwell, so let's maybe check out here. That's not better. The issue is that we don't do especially well fighting groups of enemies. So that's just never really what you want to see. And let's check this out. We have a max of 6 enemies we could bring up with us. We see 5. There were 6. But that's fine. Let's hop to it, and a bit of finesse once again here just to try and cement a bit of additional damage behind us. And again, we have the piety, so let's spend it. Yaks and flavor chunks. Yeah, that's the name of the game. That's DCSS in a nutshell. For you right there. The only 2 things that truly matter in any DCSS run. Yaks and flavor chunks, baby. Oh, geez. Well, fortunately, I have exactly what it takes to deal with the majority of you, no problem. That is wonderful timing on our little spot of deep water here. And some throwing weapons from Oka that we'll probably... You know, I was going to say probably never use, and then it kind of clicked that they're at least javelins. Javelins kind of live in a special realm of potentially being useful at some stage. Oh gosh, me oh my. Okay, with haste, if we had haste, we could in fact outrun the elephants. Unfortunately, I don't actually have haste, so let's just scratch that from the record here. Probably gonna have to just be like a bit of fear action, I guess, to get us out of this hot spot. I think we'll do it. And you know what? That is kind of cemented in the fact that maybe I'm not super happy to go down to Lair 5 quite yet. And let's instead head up to our orc, see how things are looking, see how things are feeling here. Should be a fairly clean sweep of it all, and there's always the chance that I get a better arbalist. That's not something you usually see on Orc 1. How about that? So, I could engage in a duel. Is now the time? I guess part of that is that I could try to gain some distance. Do I even win a duel against you, my friend? I was gonna say only one way to find out, but there's another way. I could just fight you here, too. You know what? Let's do it. I've never gotten the opportunity. Sounds fun. You deal more damage than I'd like for sure, 42, but we're attacking pretty dang fast now. Not quite fast enough. Heal wounds, 42. Just remember 42 on this son of a gun. Yikes. Well, this may have been a drastic mistake. Oh. Am I accidentally throwing darts at you for more than just that last attack? If so, gross. What the heck are you doing, Torinski? But we're gonna keep slapping away. I guess one more potion in advance doesn't really hurt. And then I get a little bit of time to heal here after, I believe, right? That's my understanding. Bids me farewell from the arena. Okay, a minute longer, please. Could I maybe just hang out here slightly? Oh, haste, that was nice. Haste is very nice indeed. I mean, I think I can survive walking to the stairwell, and we'll just go with the full heal that this gives us. Oh, me oh my. That was rougher than originally expected for sure. Turns out I should respect the giant red outlines that are screaming to me that an enemy is potentially a bit on the rough side for me to try and face, but hey, we get out of it in one piece. That's the critical part for now. And otherwise, we'll just see how it goes. Yeah, a bunch of elves, too. This is a rough work one. I'm glad I didn't come down here immediately. In fact, we're really lucky I got an arbalist early game, because otherwise I probably would have come down here, and this would have been a nightmare. Especially if it was pre-lair. Jeez. But I'm pausing for a second here, because I kind of want to look at our shopping list. Yeah, we could head up for this amulet we left behind. I didn't think we needed Arlek anytime soon, but turns out that we have a bunch of friendly Zephyrmancers waiting for us. Or there was at least one, and you know, where there's one, there's usually a horde of those sons of guns, so play it a wee bit on the safe side here. Speak of the devil. There was in fact one more. Ooh, and Oka gives us a fire arbalist. Song of Ice and Fire, that is. Beautiful. Let's take you kiddos upstairs real quick. We can wait for the might to wear off on the rest as well. Beautiful.